The quarterback is easily the most important position on an NFL football field at all times. They control the tempo of the game, they're a captain to their team, and they throw the football. So because of this, a team cannot be good without a good starting quarterback. So some teams, desperate for a quarterback, will overpay for a quarterback that does not deserve a contract that big. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 overpaid and underpaid NFL quarterbacks. What's up, everybody? It's AC Analysis. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 overpaid and underpaid NFL quarterbacks. Like I said in the intro, the quarterback is easily the most important position on an NFL football field at all times. So without a quarterback, your team is just not going to win. This is why some really desperate teams will reach out for quarterbacks to get to their team, and sometimes even overpay quarterbacks a lot, which is why I'm making this video today. With that being said, let's get started. Before we get started, I want to say, if you enjoy the content and enjoy consistent football uploads, liking and subscribing would be awesome. We just reached 35 subscribers, so if we could reach 50 soon, that would be awesome. Let's get back to the video. So starting off the list, we'll have an underpaid quarterback, and that will be Cam Newton. Cam Newton, I know the past few seasons has been injured, and in 2019 only had 572 yards because he got injured in the first 3 weeks of the season. And so even though only 5 years ago he was an MVP, the Patriots signed him for a $7.5 million contract at most, with like $1 million guaranteed. Cam Newton is an easy starting quarterback, so I don't see why he's getting paid so little. Maybe because he was so desperate for an NFL team, but at this point Cam Newton was good enough, and the Patriots also had salary room because they didn't really have much talent on their team. Cam Newton, being a former MVP, averaging around 3.5 thousand yards a season and like a billion rushing yards, does not deserve to be paid $7.5 million at most for 1 year. I get this year is more of a prove-it year for him, but even at a prove-it year, I'd pay him at least $10 million because Everson Griffin got a prove-it year, and I believe he was paid like $12.5 million. And Everson Griffin is a defensive end. Cam Newton is a quarterback, the main position on the field, the position that gets paid the most. So I really feel like Cam Newton was underpaid, and this is going to be a prove-it year for Cam Newton. If he proves that he's a good player, I believe he will sign a massive contract with the Patriots, since he still has plenty of years left in him. Now, the first overpaid player on our list that I want to talk about is Ben Roethlisberger. This season, Ben Roethlisberger signed a 2-year, $68 million contract, so that's $34 million a year. Last season, Ben Roethlisberger only got 351 yards because he got injured, but in 2018 he had 5,100 yards. My problem is, Ben Roethlisberger is like in his 18th year in the season once his contract is over. Currently, he's in his 16th NFL season. He's an old man who's getting injured a lot. So I would not want to pay a man $34 million a year, the third highest paid quarterback in the NFL, who is literally 16 years old, and in my opinion, on a big decline. So I wouldn't be paying him this much money. I would see maybe him getting paid $20 million a year, but definitely no way should he be getting paid $34 million, because at this point the Steelers should be looking for the next quarterback of their future. Now, the second underpaid player on our list will be none other than the Houston Texans' Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is being paid about $3 million a year right now, and I know what you guys are thinking. He's still on his rookie contract, but Patrick Mahomes signed an extension, and I made a video on that. $450 million, $45 million per year. So Deshaun Watson hasn't gotten his extension yet, therefore I still feel like he's underpaid. $3 million a year. Deshaun Watson's getting great stats and basically putting the Texans on his back. And I don't know how this guy is not getting paid, because I could see why Deshaun Watson would be mad and would want to move because he lost DeAndre Hopkins. Like, this man's averaging 4,000 yards a season, 100 quarterback passer rating, 26 touchdowns a season, and he's really young. So a really young quarterback putting up stats like this is a quarterback that you want to sign for maybe like a few year $300 million contract, because this man is your franchise quarterback. And if you keep treating your team like garbage, Bill O'Brien, then Deshaun Watson's going to want to leave. So I'm really surprised that he hasn't gotten a big extension yet. And I feel like Deshaun Watson's crazy underpaid. So remember when I said quarterbacks were crazy overpaid if teams were desperate? This is a perfect example of that. Jacoby Brissett signed a 1-year, $28 million contract with the Colts, which will be even more of a stupider idea. Later in the video I'll show you. But Jacoby Brissett last season got 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. So this man had average stats, and he's being paid top 5 quarterback in the league numbers. Like, I remember when he was a third string quarterback in New England, he was okay, but he is not worth $30 million. And later in the video also, you'll see why it was an even dumber decision for the Colts to sign a contract like that for Jacoby Brissett, who is an average backup quarterback at best. The Colts were desperate for a quarterback, so they paid a quarterback early before they signed a new quarterback, which they also gave a buttload of money. Now, the last underpaid player on our list will be none other than Drew Brees. Drew Brees this season signed a 2-year, $50 million contract, which is less money than the amount of money Jacoby Brissett's making. Drew Brees is still one of the most consistent and best quarterbacks in the league, even though he's entering his 18th season. What? This man gets 4,000 yards a season, and he's got Michael Thomas on his back.
An hour and a half?
The Saints are still a winning team, and Drew Brees is ready to win, not ready to retire. He's going for a Super Bowl run. I actually made a video about him being screwed over in the playoffs. I'll put that in the link below. But Drew Brees is still a really good quarterback, and being paid $25 million a year does not do him justice, because some quarterbacks, younger quarterbacks, are getting paid way more. Sure, Drew Brees might get injured because he's a little older and he's been getting injured a bit recently, but this man is easily one of the best quarterbacks in the league, even though he's going so late into his career. He has good receivers, a good defense, and just quite frankly, a team that's ready to win. So I really feel like Drew Brees is underpaid. And remember what I said in the intro, a quarterback is the leader of the team, and he's the one who throws the ball. Well, Drew Brees is perfect with that. He's the perfect leader, he's a complete quarterback, and he's a great thrower even at his age. So with him being such a great leader, he should be paid more just because of that. What? He is the complete quarterback, and if I wanted a quarterback on my team and I didn't have to, scramble every single play, then I would want Drew Brees. Now, the final overpaid quarterback on our list is Philip Rivers. I feel like Philip Rivers is a good quarterback, but last season he had 23 touchdowns and 20 interceptions with 4,500 yards. So this man might not be in a decline, but he's been in the league for 15 years, and Philip Rivers just can't get the job done. He can't win. I'm not going to pay a quarterback $25 million a year if he can't win. And the next reason he's overpaid is because Jacoby Brissett was paid $27 million for a 1-year contract right before Philip Rivers signed. So basically you're paying a quarterback $27 million as your backup, and Philip Rivers is going to be the starter for 2 years. I just think that's out of this world. You should not do that. They were too desperate to afford a quarterback. They were too scared that they wouldn't find a quarterback, that they signed the mediocre Jacoby Brissett before they could even sign Philip Rivers. And now at this point, Philip Rivers is just a bunch of more money being thrown. Because if you spend that much money on one quarterback in Jacoby Brissett, I would have thought that you would have invested in him. But instead they go into Philip Rivers. And Philip Rivers, like I said, he can never win. He can never win, and is it an awful overpay? I don't think so. It's not as awful as overpaying Jacoby Brissett, but Philip Rivers, in my opinion, he's still overpaid. With that being said, that wraps up this video. This has been AC Analysis on 3 overpaid and underpaid NFL quarterbacks. If you enjoy the content, feel free to like and subscribe. We're on the road to 50 subscribers, and thank you guys for watching. See you next time.